What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you for joining me this lovely, lovely morning. Greatly appreciate it. May not be morning where you're at, but it's definitely morning here, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. If you could, please leave a like, a comment, and share this video if you like it. As I said in the recent video, my apologies for the lack of videos. I'm getting a new phone this week. My phone has been acting up. Actually, by the time you see this, I probably already have a new phone. It just won't be in this recording that the new phone is on. But I am working on getting new equipment for my videos. Also working on getting a mic, because why not? It's about time. You know what I'm saying? Content creators got to up their game up at some point, and I think it's time for me to up my game up. But today, I'm going to try for this to not be a long video, but this was something that came to mind. I might do a series about this. So if you want a series, go ahead and drop a comment below. Or I might just do one just for the heck of it. But today's video is going to be my thoughts on dating and why dating should not be so complicated, but it is. There's some things that I also wish were not the case in dating that are, which it just kind of is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that knows, or better yet, anybody that's single currently knows that the dating pool is not so great. The dating scene is not so great. The streets ain't cool. It's not. So before I get into this, if you are in a healthy, loving relationship, romantically, even if you have your issues every now and again, I implore you to stick with it, okay? People always say, well, the grass ain't always green in relationships. Well, the grass definitely ain't green when it comes to being single. Now, there is a benefit to being single, and the Bible even talks about singleness being a gift, right? But that doesn't mean that it doesn't come with its hardships. Just like there's hardships in marriage and romantic relationships, there's hardships in being single. And the things that I kind of wish were different as far as the dating scene is, I wish people could just be more upfront with each other. You know what I'm saying? Had a conversation with one of my childhood best friends the other day. And we were talking about how on both sides of the spectrum, both men and women kind of use certain phrases, certain codes to cover things up as a means of either one, having their cake and eating it too, or number two, just simply not being straightforward and honest. Now, some would argue, especially when it comes to the side of a woman, that she uses these phrases to be safe. And some would argue on the side of fellas that he uses these phrases to either not hurt the woman's feelings or does it as a means so that way he can play one part and also play the other part, if you catch my drift. However, both of these are disingenuous and just quite frankly not fair. You know what I'm saying? So some phrases you may have heard from men is, I'm not interested in a committed relationship, but we can still mess around. Or, we can still do a little something, but I don't want to put the title on it yet. Some phrases you may have heard from women. I'm still trying to find myself. You're a great guy, but I'm still doing some soul searching. I'm not quite interested in a relationship at this time. Knowing full and well that both sides would be fully interested in a relationship with someone else, they just don't want to let you down on a hard note. You know what I'm saying? And I wish people could just be up front and just let people know, like, hey, look, this isn't going anywhere. I don't quite feel the connection. I think it's best if we part ways. Now, granted, does it sting when you hear that, especially when you're interested in somebody? Absolutely. But I think that will save a lot more heartache. I think people will appreciate it more. I know I've had plenty of women tell me, like, hey, this isn't going anywhere. I don't really feel the connection anymore. And I've also told plenty of women that, hey, like, unfortunately, we're not going on the same path. This isn't going to work out. Or, hey, I told you my needs and you haven't even attempted to try to meet those. So I think it's best that I look elsewhere and you do as well, so we can align with people that we're supposed to align with. Now, some of y'all may be looking at what I just said and be like, Marcus, that comes along with maturity. It does. It absolutely does. That part I will absolutely agree with you on 100%. However, even with the maturity aspect of it, right? In order to get to that level of maturity, what do you have to do? You have to be open-minded. It's hard to be open-minded in the dating scene when you have so many people dating the incorrect way. when you have so many people communicating the incorrect way. For whatever reason, we live in a society where we just simply believe that when we're not interested in somebody anymore, we should just ghost them, right? Or we should just let the conversation die down slowly but surely, instead of just getting straight to the point and saying, hey, this isn't working. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why dating kind of stinks right now. It's not, let me make something perfectly clear. It's not just a one-sided thing. It's not just men. It's not just women. Both sides have things that they need to work on. I will address that in more specifics in another video. I've also addressed that in some previous videos, but that was a couple years ago. Now that I'm a little bit older, now that I've learned a lot more and I've grown a lot, I can kind of go into more detail about some of those past details that I made before. So if you want to check those videos out, they're on the channel. But anyways, another thing I wish about dating is I wish people would stop getting the ick for one small little thing that they noticed they didn't like, okay? Here's the reality, guys. When it comes to marriages that you've seen that have lasted a long time, relationships that have lasted a long time, what is one common theme? One common theme is both partners have something that they don't like about each other, right? Hold on, give me 1 second. My Nike app was going off. I don't know if y'all could hear that, but it was definitely loud in my ear, and I don't want to talk while that was going off. I'm getting my morning walk in. But anyways, both parties have a characteristic that their partner doesn't like. That's just the reality. You can't help that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So my thing is this. Because that is the case, what are you automatically going to shut it down just because it's one thing? Now, granted, I could see if that one thing was a big deal. Like, for example, if you noticed that that person was a constant liar, or if you noticed that person was always trying to hide something, or if that person was rude. If that's the case, then okay, I can understand that. But when you're saying, oh, I got an ick because he lives with his mama. Did you ask about the circumstances of him living with his mama? Oh, I got the ick because she doesn't text me every hour on hour. Okay, well, how often does she get to your message? Is she at least hitting you up once or twice a day, right? How far into y'all getting to know each other are y'all? Because if it's only been a week and y'all haven't even went out on a date yet, you tripping, big fella. But if it's been 3 or 4 weeks and y'all been on 2 or 3 dates, then okay, maybe that's something to consider. But how is she responding? And to the ladies that might have the situation, he lives with his mama. Okay, well, does he have his own car? Is he saving money so that way he can get his own place? What are the circumstances? Listen, nowadays, a lot of us, especially within our generation and a little slightly younger, because I'm in my 30s, we are choosing to live with our family members as a means to save money because life is expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I live by myself, but I'm going to be real with you. If my family was down here, I would be living with them. I'm just being upfront. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stop being ready to dismiss people when we catch a little ick or whatever over the smallest things, right? Without actually having a conversation and getting more detail. Yes, I get it. We all have our standards. I get it. We have things that we desire in a mate. But I think we need to show a little bit more grace. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get to one more thing because I could go on all day. I think I might make a part 2 about this because I don't want this video to drag on too long. But another thing that I wish was different in dating is I really wish that people would heal before they step out in the dating scene, right? And here's what I mean by that. There are some people that know they ain't got no business dating right now because they literally just got out of a relationship a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago. And that might have been a long-term relationship that really hit them hard when it ended. So my question to you is, why are you out here entertaining other men / other women when you know you need to be healing? Some of y'all might be thinking, oh, well, you know, I'm just having fun. I'm just doing some extracurricular activities. You know what I mean by that. No, they don't serve you no good, all right? And fellas, that goes for you too. Because a lot of these quote unquote dating coaches will tell you, oh, you should be having fun with women. You should be sleeping around with as many women as you want. The reality is this. When a man sleeps with a woman or when a woman sleeps with a man, they open up a portal. And what I mean by a portal, I'm getting a little spiritual on you right here, right? You open up what's called a soul tie. And their demons essentially become your demons. Their problems essentially become your problems. Think about it. You ever wondered why you physically connected with somebody and then all of a sudden you started feeling weird? Like, whoa, I never experienced this before. What the heck is going on? It's because there are characteristics and things that they haven't taken care of that are now attached to you because you open up that box. You get what I'm saying? So, like, even if you are like, oh, I'm not really taking anybody seriously. What you're doing is you are getting soul ties because of that. And for my ladies, let me address something with you because y'all are special. Y'all have what's called an open portal. Here's what I mean by open portal. You give life. You birth life. That's one of the very unique characteristics that God gave you that he didn't give a man. The ability to birth life. And that is a special thing. So when you let anybody up beside your portal, you're like, I'm just out here having fun. I'm doing my thing and all that good stuff. You are letting all those spirits inside you. And fellas, when you go inside, you are taking all those spirits. You know what I'm saying? Physical contact is, I don't know why I'm speaking so much about this right now, but physical contact, aka sex, is a spiritual exchange. And a lot of people don't realize that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be really careful because when that happens, you got to understand you are receiving something and you are taking something away. Either way, something is being attached to you that was only meant for two individuals. All right? So, bottom line is, if you ain't ready, if you ain't healed, don't be trying to jump into no relationship. Don't be sleeping around with people. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not a good thing. And I'm going to do one more. Matter of fact, screw it. We already going on long enough. If you made it to this part of the video, again, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. I appreciate it. Share this video. Please, please share this video. Somebody might need this. But the last point that I want to bring up is I wish people would stop blaming others, knowing that they have issues and they won't hold themselves accountable. And on top of that, they put the blame on other people, but there's always something to work on. Let me address this real quick. I was going to put this in another video, but screw it. I'm just going to go ahead and say it here because I think this is important. A lot of times we are so quick to be like, yo, you know, people claim they're ready for a good thing. And when they get that good thing, they don't know how to handle it. Now, that has some truth to it. I'm not going to sit here in front. But, hold on one second. All right, I didn't want to yell over that ambulance going by. I know y'all probably thinking Marcus got a lot going on in his background. Sure do. But here's what I mean by that. We are so quick to be like, people can't handle a good thing. But here's the harsh reality about dating. And I'll probably still make a little bit of a separate video for this, just going into more detail. I'll be quick with this, or I'll try to. If we constantly keep getting rejected by men or by women over and over and over again, the problem is not them, it's us. What is the common denominator of us constantly being rejected? Of us not getting multiple dates? Of us being used? Well, maybe not the used part because nobody should be using people, but you get what I'm saying. The common denominator is us, okay? Something I had to realize a couple of weeks ago, and I've been realizing this, but I guess when I had a moment to sit down and reflect, it really hit me pretty hard, was that if women are constantly rejecting Marcus, if women are not willing to go on continuous dates and this and that and so on and so forth, that means something is wrong with Marcus. Now, here's what I mean by something is wrong with Marcus. I'm not saying that Marcus is not a cool individual. I'm not saying that Marcus is not a gentleman. I'm not saying that Marcus is a bad individual. What I'm saying is there's obviously something that is a common trait that's preventing me from getting what I desire. Now, one way you could look at it is God is literally holding you because he has a special somebody for you. And which I do agree to an extent. And here's why I say to an extent, because while that is very true, you also have to look at it from the standpoint of If God was ready for you to receive that man or that woman, you would get it instantly. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you were ready, he would bring that person in your life as soon as he knew that you were ready for that person and knew that you wouldn't jack it up. So then you got to ask yourself the question, what is it about me that's holding me back? A lot of times people say, well, it's just not your season. Well, let me tell you why it's not your season. It's not your season because you still got stuff that you need to work on. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself right now. Don't think I'm just talking to just y'all. I'm speaking life into myself and reminding Marcus when I have those moments when I get discouraged, right? So a lot of times when it's not your season, that means there's still work that you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You on the bench right now. You might not be the starting quarterback. You might not be in the starting five of the basketball team. You might not be one of the starter players for the soccer team or whatever. But that doesn't mean that you're never going to be a starter. It just simply means that you got to put work in. Everybody's going to get their chance. Everybody. But the chance will only come to you. You've put in the work. So are you putting in the work physically? Are you going to the gym? Are you working out? Are you putting in the work emotionally? Being able to emotionally set boundaries for yourself. Being able to emotionally control your impulses. Being able to have a more emotional mindset when it comes to emotional intelligence. Spiritually, are you building yourself up? Are you connecting with God? Maybe you don't believe in God. Maybe there's a higher power that you believe in. No judgment here, but I believe in Yahweh the Most High. Are you putting in that work to connect on a spiritual level? Mentally, how's your mental? Are you getting therapy if need be for the things that you need to get therapy for? Or do you at least have a community of people that you could talk to that can help you through your challenges? These are all important circumstances needed. And of course there are others. Fellas, are you working on becoming more masculine? Ladies, are you working on becoming more feminine? Fellas, are you upping your wardrobe game? Are you getting your skincare correct? You know what I'm saying? Ladies, are you presenting yourself like a quality lady? Are you working on becoming less masculine and being more loving and caring? And these are just a few of the characteristics that men and women can have so they can mesh well better together. All right? So listen, let's stop blaming other people and let's start taking a look at ourselves. I'm not saying that people aren't flawed. Humans are flawed. We get that. Man, there's so many things I just wish were different in dating. But matter of fact, I don't think it's even a need to make a part two. I think I've exhausted, and I probably should stop talking soon because I got a performance this week, and I need to make sure my voice is up to par. But listen, y'all can tell this is not a dating channel. Let me just make that perfectly clear, just in case anybody's seeing this for the first time. But I am very passionate about the subject of dating. I have a strong desire to be a godly husband one day. I've always been a lover man in a sense, but I've also had to learn a lot of different things as well because there was a lot of behaviors that I exhibited in the past that pushed women away. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't no red pill content, no alpha male content or nothing like that. This is just simply content to help out people who are struggling. You know what I'm saying? And just to make, something clear, my channel is both for men and women. And it's not just about dating, it's about multiple subjects. But anybody that's been watching my channel long enough, or if you've been following me on social media long enough, you know that just like I get on the women, I get on the men too. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that both parties as a unit can do better with a lot of things, especially when it comes to dating. All right. Anyways, I always say I'm going to be short with these videos, and I'm not. So I think for those of you who watch my channel, y'all know when I say this video going to be short, it probably ain't. But anyway. This is Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you for joining me today. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. A lot of changes are coming to the channel, so be on the lookout. Again, I know I haven't posted a lot of content as of recent. I do apologize, but that's going to change very soon. Anyways, I love you. Keep your head up. And if you are single, listen, I'm going to tell you just like I got to tell myself. Take your time, respect the process, respect your progress, and don't lose hope, okay? Just keep improving yourself. Love you guys, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Peace.